Hello. So I'm just wanted to make a quick video showing my coop and how I change it out and move it around. Right here is the main coop area that I built. Coming out the side right here, there's a hole with a ramp going into this chain link run that I made. There's a tunnel from the run around the back of the coop, along the ground all the way over to this fence structure. This is temporary and I move it around every half a week or so using all these pieces which are screwed together, and I can unscrew them and move them around and do whatever I need to do with them. The grass has started to get a little used and abused inside there, so I need to move this whole structure somewhere else onto some fresh grass and then move the tunnel so that they can get to it. First step I have is to remove this screen. I have the tunnel woven into a screen so that it can be the entryway, and this one up here is just held on. The next step is I need to get all these fence panels detached. As you can see, it's still standing up even though the screws are gone because I have these spikes in the ground. I'm gonna start pulling these out, making a pile. And then I'll take all these and go put them in a pile. Well, I can't get those two stakes. So I'm going to show you this chain link fence. I have a spike in the ground and the chain link fence is onto those spikes. Anyway, I have little metal pins along the fence that I have to pull out, and then this whole thing I'm going to try to scooch it over so that I can build the wooden fence over here instead of right here. This is what the pins look like. There's all the stakes. Now let's see how much this thing can move. So yeah, now I just need to go along and pin it back down and straighten it out. That should work out. And there we go. Those stakes I are using are landscaping straw matting stakes, and it's pretty much just a piece of wire bent into a U shape. You have to use 4-foot wide chicken wire for this because 3-foot wide isn't big enough for the chickens to get through. And then I did little archways along the whole way with coat hangers bent into U shapes that I then wove in and out into the chicken wire, so they're part of the same structure. And yeah, that's the tunnel. Now I need to move on to the rest of the fence area. Chicken on a chair. I'm gonna install this thing first. These are just steel stakes. Whew. As you can see, I finally got both sides on. There's a little screw sticking inside the steel pipe, so I had to get the pin past it. Now I'm gonna start with the wooden pieces around the other side. And just enclose it all up. Now that I've got it kind of planned out where I want it to be. I'm just gonna go along and screw them at the corners. Screw them together with some long screws. Here goes nothing. And okay, we got all the ones up except for the door one. I'm gonna get in closer to show you what I'm gonna do to make sure that's nice and tight. These two pieces kind of loose, so I'm simply gonna take one of these pins. As I'm pounding it in, I'm pushing it this direction. 2 stakes in the middle for this to go against, and then you just weave the board in between so that it's wedged in between all this, and it'll not go anywhere. Oh, the chickens are escaping, thinking that I'm not watching them. I'm gonna have to go get them. Go in. Boom. But there's still a big gap above, and this will be done. So now let's see if we can get them back inside. Corn. I've got corn. I've got corn. Come on. I got corn. Where is he? There she is. Man. That's right. Come on. Oh. Okay. It's been somewhere around a year since I last recorded that last segment of video, and I haven't posted it yet for some reason, but before I do, I figured it was only right that I show an updated version of what I've done to it since then and what I'm doing with it now. Here we are on the other side of the coop. I was just standing over there. The tunnel is still here from before that goes around the back, and now it connects to this big bubble. It can also turn left and go underneath the coop. Underneath there, it's just dry ground, and they like to take little baths in there and hang out there on hot days. I have it cutting in a V so that I can still access the door from here. They like to cross across here to get to the other side, so I put those boards as a bridge that they can use. The frames of these bubbles are just made of fence boards, and I stretched some chicken wire out along them with screws and nails, and it's pretty tight. On this side there is a wooden plywood box with a lid, and they like to access it through that little hole and go in there and lay their eggs. If it's tunnel as before, but now it goes into the secondary bubble, as I call it. And this one is one that I move around a lot. As you can see, I had it right there, and that grass will come back and be back to normal, just like it is doing over there. And next I'll move it over there where there's a ton of clover. And yeah, this is just another bubble where they can get some shade, eat some grass or whatever, find bugs. And I throw corn in there sometimes. But that's pretty much it. These two bubbles, they go in back and forth, they go all around in there. A lot of time they just spend time outside though. When I'm home I just let them out and they do their thing. But when they're trapped in here for days, they don't mind, I don't think. The reason I switched from this fence section design is because they eventually were able to jump over the top of the fence, so I needed something with a roof on it. In order to use the material and get the most area, I went with a really short design. So that's why I came up with this design, and this is what I've been doing. They were able to escape from there for a while, but I closed that up with those pins that I was telling you about. That's it. I hope that gave you some inspiration, and have a nice day.